What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy SEFtheLawnSurgeon, and you already know what time it is. A tipsy talk. Alright people, let me get this out the way. I got like 5 topics to talk about, but I'm only going to talk about 2 today because I got to get my equipment right for tomorrow. It's been crazy. Every weekend's been crazy. I got a new air filter for my Timemaster. Got some oil to change the oil. I'm thinking about sharpening the blades, but I don't think I'm going to have time tonight. It's about to get dark. Gotta change the oil in this bad boy. This bad boy's been a monster for me. 2 topics I'm gonna talk about is one quick story about the Shindaiwa. As y'all saw in the last vlog, the Shindaiwa's back in action. The Terminator, yeah. And I'm talking about new mower. I'm very close to getting a new mower. Very, very close. Like this close. But and it's a commercial. My first commercial mower. Really big. People always want to know what I'm sipping on. Today it is a mixture of stuff. I'm going all raspberry today. I got a little gin, Seagram's gin. I got a little razzmatazz, which is raspberry schnapps. And then I topped it all off to give it, you know, a little flavor with some the Bud Light Raspberry. Pretty good. Anywho, the Shindaiwa. Those of you who are my longtime subscribers, y'all remember when I got my Shindaiwa back in 2014, and I told the story about where I got it from and the little problems I was having with it before. Well, I guess it's big problems, but anyway, the Shindaiwa, before that I was only using Troybilt weed eaters. As you see, there goes the Weed Monster, my heavy duty Troybilt right there. I don't know what's wrong with it. I might get it running one day, but anyway, y'all, the Shindaiwa was my first commercial trimmer. I said, because if y'all remember, I used to use Aeroflex tips with that Troybilt, so I was able to, because the tips were so thick, I was able to use it as almost like an edger, you know. So I said, I know if I get a trimmer, a commercial trimmer, I gotta get something with some power. So I liked the way the Shindaiwa sounded, so I went and said, what's the biggest, baddest Shindaiwa I could get? And it was the Shindaiwa T344. So I looked up dealers in my area. Never been to a dealer before a day in my life. So when I pulled up to the place that I found, it was close. It was actually close to one of my customers. The place was a wreck. It was like a repair shop. So they had like a whole bunch of old mowers and parts laying all around. So I'm like, this is what a dealer's supposed to look like? And so when I walked in, you know, I didn't even see no Shindaiwa trimmers for sale. I'm looking around. Finally, over in the corner, I see this dusty rack of Shindaiwa trimmers hanging up there. And I was like, I was looking to get a T344. And she said, went over there, dusted some trimmers off. Oh, here we go. Here it is. I said, sweet. So, I got it. Like $420 or $30. Now mind you, that was my first time going to a dealer, so I didn't know the experience of a dealer. Now that I see other people on YouTube go to dealers, I see they got all the showrooms and stuff, I know what a real dealer looks like. This was not a real dealer. I mean, they were a dealer, but you live and you learn. So anyway, I got back to the house, went to start it up, and it was hard to start just off like this is brand new. But the thing was dusty, so I'm thinking, is it old? You know what I mean? It's like maybe it's been hanging on that rack for like 2 years or something like that. So I said, oh well. So I started using it, and I just had to get used to the way it started. It was hard to start, and then once it started, I had to wait for like 5 minutes for it to warm up. So I would just, like when I finished cutting, before I loaded all my stuff up, I would go start it and let it warm up on the rack, you know. So I just got used to using them. So that was 2014, maybe like August or September. I used it for the rest of that year, you know, acting kind of funny. So went over through the winter time. Then the next year I got it. It was still acting funny starting, but it was acting a little bit more funny. Like when I would try to pull the trigger, it would almost sound like it would almost stall and cut off. So this is 2015 spring. So I just kept on using it. You know, I just had to get used to it. I said, you know, it's kind of funny, whatever. So eventually it got to the point where when you pull the trigger, it would actually stall and it would cut off. So I'm like, man, there's something wrong with this. So but I was still using it because it was my only trimmer, and I was using not this sweet Troybilt, but I had another Troybilt, my medium duty. I was using that as to hedge bushes and stuff. Then that started acting funny, because those things only lasted me like 2 years at the max, maybe 1. And so I said, man, I just need to get a commercial multi-use. So that's when I went to this other dealer, and the coincidence was I was actually going to this dealer. They sell Shindaiwas, and I was actually going to this dealer to get a multi-tool Shindaiwa. I've been researching and all that, even though the Shindaiwa I got was kind of like iffy. It was good when it was working. It was pretty awesome, but you know, yeah. So anyways, I went to this dealer, and with my plans to get a Shindaiwa. And when I got there, the Shindaiwa's rack was like small. They didn't even have a multi-tool one there. They just had a couple of trimmers and stuff, but they had a whole wall of echoes and a whole wall of steels. So now I'm looking at these steels, and I'm like, I mean, not the steels, I'm looking at the echoes like, and these are a little bit more price friendly, you know what I mean? And that's why I heard, you know, the echoes are a little bit price friendly. So I said, you know, I found the cheapest one they had, the PAS 225, and it's pretty awesome because he said that that's what most people use because it's so inexpensive. The power unit is only $179, $180, and then the trimmer attachment is $80. So you can be out the door with a multi-tool commercial grade trimmer for about $360, probably like $380 with tax or whatever. $380 with tax. That's pretty good for a commercial trimmer that you can use as a multi-tool. The problem is the tools are expensive. I need to do a review on my on that. It's in my van, but the hedger was like $229. So anyways, I got that. Spent about $500 that day. Within 1 week, I'm telling you, within 1 week, that Shindaiwa went down. Like it wouldn't start at all. It would start sometimes, but as soon as you pull the trigger, it would just cut off. So I said, I don't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. I went ahead and used my brand new Echo, and I used that for the rest, all summer, for the rest. Oh, not all summer. I took my Shindaiwa back to the place about August or September, and I told them, hey, you know, I got this about a year ago, and it's not starting. So they came back, tried to tell me that the mixed gas I've been putting in it is a bad mixed gas, and it messed up the carburetor, so it wasn't covered by warranty. So they was trying to charge me like $100 and stuff like that, because they said they put a new carburetor on it. So I didn't really believe them. I don't think they put a new carburetor on it, but so I was sitting there trying to argue with them. So they ended up taking $30 off, so I ended up paying $70. So I was like, whatever. Paid the $70, ran great. Ran for like 2 months good. So I think I did that maybe July. So I ran from like July, it's August, and then probably the beginning of September, started crapping out again. So anyways, I just let it sit. That's September 2015. I just let it sit all that time, and then I started my season this year, 2016, with my Echo. That's why I made that video. My Echo was my MVP, because if it wasn't for that Echo being as reliable as it was, I wouldn't have had nothing. You know what I mean? Anyway, I continued to use the Echo until about, I want to say a month ago. I took out the Shindaiwa. I said, let me dust this bad boy off, and tried to adjust some valves I saw in this video that one of my followers sent me. Then I tried to clean out the carb again. I opened up the carb and realized that, like, because I rebuilt the carb. I actually ordered a rebuild kit, rebuilt the carb, and I cleaned it like 4 times. So I took it apart and I cleaned it again. Still didn't work. Still same problem. So I told my friend Romeo, I said, I'm gonna try to sell this thing and maybe use that money to get an Echo. So he said, man, before you sell it, you know, freaking fly. Before you sell it, bring it over by my house, you know, let me take a look at it. And I was like, word, okay. So I remember I was out of town, and when I got back in town, I stopped by his house, chatted with him, and I dropped off my Shindaiwa. Came back home. I said, let me clean out my van because I gotta go cut tomorrow. Within an hour of me leaving, Romeo calls me. He's like, man, go on Facebook. I said, all right. Went on Facebook. Really, the fly's on my camera. This fly obsessed with messing with me. Anyway, went on Facebook, and he had posted a video of the thing running, revving it up and everything. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it's been less than an hour. What did you do? So basically, he told me, like, you know, since I rebuilt the carburetor, since I rebuilt the carburetor, really? I'm gonna go get some spray or something. He said since I rebuilt the carburetor, oh my gosh, this fly is getting on my nerves, bro. I'm up to 13 minutes trying to get these on. Anyways, come on, bro. Alright, that flower was about to make me snap. Anyway, he said since I rebuilt the carburetor, the warranty was void anyway. So he said let him tinker with the carburetor, see what he can do. I said word. So he took the carburetor apart. He says basically with the commercial stuff, they don't have like adjustments for the needles or something like that. So I guess people who know about stuff will understand what I'm talking about. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but he do. And so he said it don't have adjustments for the needle, and the needle is what lets the amount of gas go into the engine through the carburetor. So since it doesn't have an actual adjustment, he had to take apart the carburetor and adjust it himself. So that's what he did, and the thing was running great. And I think he actually adjusted it a tad bit too much, because basically what happens, if I sit there and let it idle for a long time, it'll cut off. And then one time it cut off and it flooded. But as long as I'm revving the engine, like I can't let it idle for longer than 20 seconds. Like, you know, if I'm walking from one place to the other, all I gotta do is rev it a little bit, because I think basically me revving it is kicking you know, gas it's using the gas instead of just the gas flowing into the engine and flooding it out. So, but I'm great with it. You know, I love it. You know what I mean? But that's that. I mean, the thing is, a monster. Y'all saw it in the last video. I mean, it's like having a trimmer, a brush cutter, and a freaking edger all in one, because the string doesn't run out. Like, it takes a long time for the string to run out. Like, I'll reload the string maybe like every couple of weeks, because I think it's creating so much torque and it's spinning so hard and so fast that it's turning that string into like a weapon. You know what I mean? You understand? Like hypothetically, like, say you had, like, you know, like a wiffle bat, and you gave the wiffle bat to a girl, and you know she gonna swing it, she gonna hit you and do some damage. But you give that wiffle bat to a kung fu master, and he gonna leave you black and blue. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how it is. You know what I mean? You put the same I put the same string in my Echo, and that string gets to get ate up. I put the same string in my Shindaiwa, and it lasts for like 2 weeks before I have to refill it. It's crazy. And I'm cutting yards. I'm not just not using it. I'm cutting yards with it. But yeah, that's great. You know what I mean? I need to do a review on my I think I did a review on my Shindaiwa, but I need to do an update review now that it's running great. And I need to do a review on my Echo. That's that. No, we at like 15 minutes right now. But now we can talk about this mower. Now I know y'all, man, I know what the first thing y'all gonna say. Y'all been seeing me gas this bad boy up for 2 years now. I'm saying this thing is awesome, and it is awesome. I just outgrew it, you know what I mean? And y'all also been hearing me talk about for the last year that I want a stander, and I did want a stander, but what kind of changed my mind was this wet weather we've been having. It's been raining crazy. I think it's kind of tapered off now. I think it's about to start staying hot now. But this wet weather we've been having, I've been actually having to cut wet grass with this bad boy, and that's been rough. It's been doing it. Don't get me wrong, it's been doing it. I'm just having to go super slow, and I'm having to clean out the deck every yard. So and for y'all who don't know, you know, I just use this to cut front yards. Everybody has their own setup. I was talking to Lawn Care Rookie, and you know, I hate when I see people from like Michigan. I'm just using some random states. When somebody from like Michigan is telling somebody from like Florida, why are you buying that type of mower? You need to get a 60-inch, you know, zero turn. And the person in Florida likes to use fixed walk behinds. The grass in Florida is way different probably than the grass in Michigan. So, and the person in Michigan probably uses 60 inches zero turn because they cutting big fields and stuff. You know what I mean? The person in Florida is probably cutting small houses, you know, with short grass. So it's totally two different places. So it's depending on the type of area you are. So don't let people like tell you like, hey, you need to get this type of mower, or try to talk you out of getting the mower because of what they saying. You know, it's your setup. You know, and to piggyback on that, I started with a 4 horsepower a walk push mower, 4 horsepower push mower. Then I started cutting these, got some good yards, you know, thick grass and stuff. or the people was treating it, or I was treating it. So I needed something stronger. So I went and I put together my, it's back there, it's just the deck now, if y'all see it, not the front one but the one behind it right there. That was the Terminator, and that motor right there, I bought that on a different motor and I put it on that deck back there. Not the Terminator, the transformer. Put that motor together. That's a 6.75 that I got on my tiller now, and that was great for a while. But then it got to the point where the grass I was cutting, the people's yards I was cutting, was so thick, I needed something stronger, you know. But I didn't have enough money to break the bank. I just needed something, and then I found this bad boy. Bam. And that's what did the trick, you know what I mean? And now I've outgrown that. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, I wanted a stander, but I'm thinking like, even though yes, a stander would be nice, but I was thinking with all this wet weather, I'm too big to be standing on a stander, and I'll be making ruts in people's yards. You know what I mean? I need something that's like a lawnmower, a push mower, or walk, you know, that I can use, which is a walk behind. So I said, and maybe instead of a stander, I need a walk behind. And when I was talking to Lawn Care Rookie, he was like, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because I already have a zero turn. I got the Mustang, and while the Mustang is not commercial grade, it still does the job. You know, if it's a big area, I hop on my Mustang and I cut it, you know. Long as the blade is sharp, I might not go as fast as a commercial mower. I might not cut as clean as a commercial mower because the blades don't spin as fast. But guess what? Still gonna get the job done. Still gonna get paid. So with that being said, my only hiccup right now is basically the lack of power or the lack of efficiency from that. And like I said, I know y'all hear me saying lack of power and lack of efficiency, and people's like, aha, I knew it. This bad boy still is awesome, but I've just outgrown it. It's not the proper mower for me at this point. For people out there who mostly just cut yards with their zero turn, then maybe they have a commercial zero turn and there's only a few small backyards or small areas that they need a push mower for, that's for you. You know what I'm saying? But for me right now, I'm cutting front yards and it's taking me like 25 minutes because these yards are big. And the reason I'm push mowing it is because it's in nice neighborhoods and people want the nice stripes on their yard, right? So my best option is to get a walk behind. Now, with that being said, which walk behind am I getting? Toro. If y'all follow the Lawn Care Rookie, you know I've been looking at Gravely's, and I was looking at the Toro standard, but I think I'm gonna stick with this Toro family. I got the Toro Timemaster, so I'm gonna stick with the Toro family only because they got the T-bar. And I'm getting it in this belt drive, right? And the only reason that is because if I'm gonna get a belt drive, which all of them, you know, are geared belt drives, I want to get one with the best controls, and that's the T-bar. And if y'all don't know what it is, look it up. Lawn Care Rookie got one. He actually just got a new mower. Yeah, I wonder if I could say it. You know, I talked to him before he announced it, but I think his last video he announced that he got the new mower. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a 36-inch floating deck T-bar Toro commercial mower. Now the mower with tax costs about $5,500. I'm getting a mulching kit because basically, like I said, I'm just using it for front yards and small areas. So I want to be able to, because my type of yards that I cut, the reason I use it is because this yard might have flower beds with mulch and stuff, and I don't want to be spraying mulching it with my Mustang, so I use it to cut. I use the Timemaster and cut around that stuff. So that's what I want to create. I'm creating like a, I want to use this walk behind like a Timemaster on steroids, you know what I mean? But I think it has a 15.5 or 14.5 Kawasaki engine or something like that. Has adjustable baffles. It's pretty nice, you know what I mean? Of course I'm gonna do a review when I get it. Yeah, so like I said, it's $5,500 with tax. The mulching kit is $250. So basically I want to finance $4,000, so that way I could only be paying $80 a month for 48 months, I think. And then so that means I need about $1,750 cash money. So that's what I've been grinding on, trying to plan that out. So right now I got $800. Soon as I get the rest of it, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. So making moves, people. It might not be big moves like these other people buying these big old fancy mowers and stuff, but it's a big move for me. Like I said, I started with a 4 horsepower push mower, and now I'm about to have, you know, a Timemaster, a Mustang, and my first commercial mower, and 2 commercial trimmers. So that's not bad, starting from dirt, you know what I mean? Hey, and a big old trailer. Anyway, another long tipsy talk. I'm about to go ahead and get this stuff tuned up. Definitely change some oil. I don't know, I don't think I'm sharpening the blades, but thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Yes, sir.